You were the only one who landed anything, weren't you? So we'll start on that.
Yes. And I told you, you can call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things. Not quoting him anymore.
Yeah, he's a fucking wanker.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Game Week 2 of the Tips Don't Lie. And well, we just have to throw it over to Sam. Start us off. You're this week's winner, the one that we should all be paying attention to. Talk us through what you won last week.
Get used to it, boys. I told you at the time, I told you it was going to happen. I told you I was covering my stakes with a safe banker, and that was the one that was going to land. And the other ones were speculation because I didn't know my stuff about the rest of the EFL games that were happening. Wigan, 13-10, good value, 5 on, returns £11, 10 points up, 10% ahead of the competition. Game week 1, get used to it. I'm going to pull away and catch me if you can, boys, because I'm the one that's betting smart here. You lot a finger in the air, chucking darts at the dartboard, finger up your arse.
Yeah, I had a bit of a stinker, mate. MK Dons cost me 2 of my picks, and the third one was my own club, Blackpool. HMS pissed the league, hit an iceberg about 20 metres outside of port and sunk. So I've changed my strategy a bit this week. I've taken a leaf out of Sam's book, and I'm covering all bases to try and get back ahead.
And you've also changed the shirt in the background as well. Is that how annoyed you are with your own team?
That's how annoyed he is with the GDPR leak that we had.
I don't want to talk about it, mate. It makes me feel ill.
Well, let's focus our attention onto this week. And obviously, you did the best last week, Sam. I think winner stays on,
Got the
kind of
honours.
playground rules.
Yeah.
Winner has to start us off here. So talk us through what your bets are for the championship.
Well, I'm going for a similar format. So I'm going a banker, a kind of mid to long one, and then actually maybe 2 mid to long ones because I'm backing, first of all, Birmingham at home, Friday evening, ex-Premier League opposition. But we got Tom Brady, dude, right in the ship. He's steering HMS Pistol League. 54% favourites according to AI, but crucially, and this is what happened with Wigan last week, is the value that I'm looking at. They're 3-2. The algorithm thinks they should be about 9-10. We're recording this on Monday, the 4th of August, right? So these odds could even shorten by the time I'm recording and posting this video, by the time I've edited, rather. So as of right now, they are good value, and that's why I'm backing them. So £5 on for Birmingham this week returns £12, so puts me another 20% ahead. And then I'm going for another one of the newcomers. Now, I would say this is quite a risky strategy, but it's balanced out. The algorithm checks the odds for me. It tells me which odds are good value. And then over the season, I will be profitable, whether or not you think it's a good pick on the day or not. We're playing the long game here, boys. So I'm backing Wrexham away at Southampton, another ex-Premier League opposition. This is not because I think Wrexham are going to win that game, but because they should be about 7-5 as per the algorithm. Instead, you can get them at 4-1.
Yeah.
4-1.
I mean,
that's why I'm backing them.
Every single part of me hates these picks. Rule number 1 of betting on the championship is never bet against newly relegated sides, especially not when you're backing newly promoted sides. But as I mentioned earlier, my strategy has changed, and you can't ignore the value on these picks. So, as we'll come to in a bit, I have very, very reluctantly agree with the logic here.
Won him over in game week 1, by the way. It didn't take long, did it?
Another big aspect of it as well, to fight your corner, is that Wrexham and Birmingham City, 2 sides that are very used to winning football games, and Southampton and Ipswich are 2 sides that are very used to losing football games. If this match was happening in January, it'd be a completely different ball game. But because it's happening first game of the season, lots of goodwill, blah, 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 blah. If ever there was a time to call these upsets, I think this is a good moment. So
that's exactly it. We're backing what is essentially an upset, but because the odds are that good. Have you seen that clip of Tom Brady talking about Rooney?
Yeah. But have you watched the documentary?
That's the kind of guy that I would have backed to run a football club.
Have you watched the documentary?
No.
You've not even watched it, have you? Because
No.
every single thing and every single decision he makes goes tits up. That guy is not the guy you want anywhere near your football club. He literally walks in full of hubris, like, yeah, I'm fucking QB, baby, and starts firing people, bringing people in, getting rid of John Eustace. We need a big name, Wayne Rooney.
Oh, no.
Wayne Rooney comes in, he's like, that's Wayne Rooney, that fat, lazy pisshead over there. And then it just goes from one disaster to another with him. It's almost like a parody of the Wrexham documentary. That's what I would say. However, They spent a shitload of money. They came up in style. They set the points record for League One.
We're a results-based
They're a
business.
top half of the
He is a
championship
QB
club.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, and they're going to act like a top half of the championship club. They're going to try and win the opening game of the season. So I don't hate the Birmingham pick. It's the Wrexham one that I'm
No, but it's 4-1, man.
more concerned
It's
about.
huge.
Well,
So you don't know my stake on this one. I'm only putting £3 on this
Right.
one. Returns £14.25, which
Right.
more than covers obviously my other stakes. But it's my last pick that's really going to get your pecker up.
oh God,
We've talked about football teams that are established, that they've got history, they've got quality, and that's why I'm backing the mighty Preston North End, the Lily Whites, away at QPR again because they're good value. The algorithm actually only has them as 39% chance of winning this. So we've got 61% chance of QPR or draw. But because of the value in Preston, 2-1 away from home, I'm going to back that as well.
To be honest,
only with £2 of my.
I couldn't hate this pick anymore if I tried. First of all, the
I
algorithm.
wonder why.
The algorithm's off its rocker, picking Preston as favourites. The bookies completely disagree.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't completely disagree.
The bookies have got Preston at 2-1 and QPR at 3-2. So that's a fairly sizable disagreement. I think Preston are in big trouble this season. They're going to be relying on loans and set pieces to keep them up because they've got no quality. They finished last season as one of the worst teams in the championship, and I like QPR. I actually think they've got
In your
some good
humble
players.
opinion,
QPR's two best attacking players spent all of last season on the bench injured. And this season, they're both coming into it fit and firing, Karamoko Dembele and Ilias Chair. So two very good attacking players. They've just signed that new striker as well. So I think I fancy QPR personally, as you'll see later on. But I think Preston for a tough season. I hate it. Hate every part of it.
anyway,
I-
£2 on returns £6. So it's just a bit of a
Stinker.
finger in the air, relying on my other pick. I don't like it that much, you know.
No. What possible reason do you have to think Preston are capable of going away
It's
to
not
London?
about thinking they'll go
Can
there.
I also just add another stat for you that you've clearly not seen? QPR have won the last 4 games they've played against Preston.
I don't care about head-to-head,
They're
mate.
they're a bogey
Matthew
side
Benham
for
told
them.
me it was just noise. Have you not even watched my YouTube video on this?
No,
It's
mate.
like you don't even care.
I've seen the picks and I've heard enough.
There's so much here to agree and disagree with. Like I also don't care about head to head. I think that's kind of a bit of pie in the sky. But yeah, I think it's a bold pick there with the fact that it's 2-1 as well on there. I think
QPR can't win at home. Look at that. They only win on the road.
What, in pre-season?
Yeah.
They're probably those games probably happened in Uzbekistan, mate.
Pre-season is the marker of brilliance. But I also have a problem with like the Birmingham pick. Just I know they're 54% with the AI and everything, but I just don't like those. What you kind of referred to there, Ollie, is the teams going up and the teams coming down.
Completely agree, mate. I hate it as well.
Ipswich were really good in the Championship. Their defences were kind of what's kept them up. Sent them up to the Premier League. And I think this whole kind of belief that Birmingham are going to destroy them, that huge odds there, I just wouldn't be anywhere near it. Just because I think it's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a tight game, and so my betting has gone elsewhere. And also with the
for what it's worth, Jason. For what it's worth, mate, I completely agree with you.
You two are missing my point again, though. I'm not saying they're going to win.
Ipswich Town, mate, they've lost one player since they went down, and that was Liam Delap. Admittedly, that's a big loss. It was only 12 months ago they were buying players for 20,
and
30 million.
Hutchinson as well.
He's not left yet.
He's
Their
Brentford,
manager,
don't he?
he might do, but we'll see before this weekend. Their manager 12 months ago was being looked at by some of the biggest clubs in Europe. They've held on to him. They've held on to most of the players that they were in the Premier League with. Their budget dwarfs almost any other team in the Championship now, apart from the others.
But Hutchinson's had his head turned, mate.
I don't know. Listen, my strategy's changed this week, as I mentioned.
You say that, but then you're telling me that
I'm
going
against my instincts.
I'm saying that one of mine out of 3
bases.
is going to come in. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying all 3 of them are coming in. That is not what I'm advising.
Are you done now? Is that your 3?
I'm out of breath.
I hate every part of it. Right, I'm going to go now and talk some sense for the first time in this podcast.
Money talks, mate. Who's top of the league?
My strategy this week has been to double down on the pick that I really like. And then I've got a bit of a long shot in there. And then my third pick is to cover off my other bases, to hedge my bets. And that third pick, it goes against all my instincts. And that is, again, Birmingham City to beat Ipswich. But I've also got Wrexham double chance away at Southampton. And again, the reason, even though
We got him.
the reason why is because I mentioned it briefly earlier before. Two sides that are used to winning against two sides that are used to losing at the very start of the season, first game. Do I think that Birmingham City and Wrexham will do well in the Championship? I think Birmingham will. I think Wrexham might struggle. But I think Ipswich and Southampton will finish above both of them. But for this specific game, because it's good value, it's worth a punt in my opinion. So that's one of my long shots. I put £2.50 on it and it came in at 4-1. The picks that I really like here is QPR to beat Preston for me. And I think QPR are a much better side than Preston. I think Preston have a really tough season this year. I think QPR will kick on if they keep their key players fit and they're going into this with a full strength squad.
Just one thing, just to check. So this is you speaking sense, like it was last week. You had Stevenage to not score because they'd not scored at Bloomfield Road in how many years? How many did they end up getting?
It was three individual errors.
How did MK Dons get on that you were so sure about?
I know, that was a stinker. That. I'd have won two of my bets if they'd have fucking put the ball in at the. Will Grigg just.
Was your defence terrified?
No one was terrified. I've got and then the other pick on my £5 bet is, so I've got QPR to beat Preston. The other one is Norwich versus Millwall, both teams to score. If you saw all the games on the website in the Championship by both teams to score, this is the favourite at 57%. Norwich versus Millwall, both teams to score has landed in the last 4 out of 5 times that they've played each other. Norwich have one of the best attacks in the league, but a mid-table defence. Obviously, Josh Sargent up front for them, one of the best strikers in the Championship. And I think Millwall will have a good season this year. They had a really good season last year. I think they finished 8th in the end, and I think they'll be up there again. So I've got both teams to score in that one to complete that double. That comes in at 4-1 as well. And then finally, my last £2.50 goes on what I'm looking at as pretty sure things. I've just backed two sides who I think are going to have really good seasons or be up near the top of the Championship versus two sides who will be down near the bottom. So Coventry to beat Hull, obviously. Frank Lampard in charge last season. He did a really good job towards the tail end of the season. And I'm just going to follow the AI on this one. The AI absolutely loves Coventry. And then the other one is Sheffield United against Sheffield United to beat Bristol City. Bristol City will be mid-table as they always are. Sheffield United will be right up there. They've just got Ruben Sellers in as their manager, and I think he's a top manager in this division. So Sheffield United and Coventry double. That comes in at 2-1. That's going to cover my bets.
I like a lot of those there, and it's kind of gone with what I've gone with, but I don't disagree too much. So I'm going to throw it to Sam quickly to see if he's going to rip you apart like you did to him.
You want me to sense check this guy? All you have to do is look at the results. I'm a results-based guy, and we look at last week, and it's a 0 out of 0, measly odds of 3.
There's a lot of big chat going on here. You better land some bets this week, boy. The way you're going
see. Yeah, you had to as well. You're not landed on this season yet.
What? We're in the second week.
No, we did the week before as well.
Yeah, but they were outright picks.
How many of them have landed?
You're not going to land an
How
many
of them landed?
I'm afraid Luton haven't won League One yet. No.
No.
You've already won our league, haven't you? By the sounds of it.
I'm like a Everton fan where they win the league in September.
Yeah, a United fan when you win the league on a pre-season.
We have won the Prem.
Yeah.
Said this already. The Prem Summer Series is ours.
Yeah.
Keep it moving, Jason. Let's hear your picks, baby.
I've gone with a banker, usual kind of boring one from me for the safe bet to kind of secure it. And I'm sorry here, this is going to probably make you both chuckle. 0.68 to 1, the odds on this.
What's the point?
But I mean, it's the point is that I just want to secure a little bit of bank, increase my. It's again this whole kind of mantra of it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I've gone with all of these as Leicester, West Brom, Sheffield United, and Coventry City double chance.
Wow.
So I don't want to risk. So they're all above 50% to win, but I just know how difficult it is at the start of the season. In fact, we're having a short on that, so people to check out our other YouTube videos. At the start of the season, it's always a little bit crazy. It's very anomalous, and so I've gone with the double chance of either win or draw there just to protect myself.
Can I ask you a question, mate? Do you wear a helmet when you get on the tube? That's the most conservative bet I've ever heard in my life.
He goes to the
Leicester,
toilet. He goes to the toilet to fart.
yeah. Leicester
Mate,
double
this
chance.
is no different.
Leicester
This is
double
less
chance
than
against
draw.
Sheffield Wednesday. This is a Sheffield Wednesday side who are going to turn up with about 4 players.
Yeah.
No manager.
But like the thing is, they could shock. You know, they could just park the bus and then go for a 0-0. I don't want to risk it at this time of the season. And also, I'm not as au fait with the Championship as I am with the Premier League. I do bolder picks there because I have more information. But also, you know, you're kind of laying into me with this very short one because the next one is the big odds. So I'm putting £8 on the banker there. 0.68 to 1. That's just kind of securing it a little bit of dosh so that I can say to Sam, well, I've had one as well. And so hopefully, you know,
Yeah.
And so you've got this massive one coming in now at evens.
Yeah.
this one is the biggest one of everybody this week. So I've gone like the most conservative and then the most outrageous. This one's 9.02 to 1.
Whoa.
So I've got Charlton versus Watford under 2.5 goals. I've
Wow.
got Birmingham versus Ipswich under 2.5 goals because of what we kind of mentioned there, Ollie. Both teams, I think it's going to be a cagey affair. One team coming up, one team coming down. I think they're going to cancel each other out. I've also gone with one that you suggested, Ollie, which is Norwich versus Millwall, both teams to score. And then I've done that with Southampton versus Wrexham as well. I just don't see a clean sheet between those two sides there. Just going with the odds as well. Again, they were all very highly favoured with the numbers game algorithm. Let's ignore the banker there because
He's taking his helmet off for this one, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much dough are you putting on this?
£2.
Oh, I quite like it, mate. To be fair, I think there's some sensible picks in there. I think we're all quite bullish on Wrexham here, but I actually do think that throughout Wrexham's history, they've always struggled on the road. I wouldn't be surprised to see Wrexham get turned over quite handily, personally.
Yeah.
But other than that, mate, I
They
like
just
those
need to
picks.
score though. They just need to score.
Yeah.
Sam, any additions to that?
I like the fact that you've gone for the banker to kind of subsidise the rest of it. But does the banker cover your stakes? Is that the idea? You won't even cover your stakes with that banker, will you?
Yeah, I don't think it will cover it, but at least I'm winning kind of a fiver on it. So
Yeah, you'll keep money on the board.
Yeah.
So that is our picks. If you agree or disagree, get involved with the comments below and make sure to subscribe to the channel. But also head to the Numbers Game website because, as I've stated there quite a bit, I've relied on the data. We've all been looking at it, though, because the AI knows so much more than us. It puts it all together in easy, digestible chunks for you. So head over, sign up. It's really good. And Sam, there's so many guarantees with it as well. Wasn't there something that you said within the first week you can kind of make your money back already from that? So do you want to talk us through a little bit with that?
Exactly, because we make these picks, right, based on the data from the AI. 12 quid a month unlocks every bit of data in every single league in the world. So for that price, one single hacker pays for a yearly membership. I'd advise obviously
Not one of
looking at the
Jason's
tipster
hackers,
package.
though.
I'd advise looking at the tipster package, but if you're following Jason's hackers, then maybe stick to the free version.
2 or 3 weeks will
You
pay
could
for
do with
mine.
a bit of Jason's humility, though. He's backing low
No, I'm
odds
going
because he
big
doesn't
dog
know.
every week,
He
baby.
goes, I don't know much about the championship, so that's why I'm reserving my stakes.
I know all there is
This guy
to
knows
know.
everything about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, just check out the website, get involved, and get involved with the community as well, because we have a lot of fun here on the channel. But for now, good luck with your bets, good luck with the championship, and make sure to stay tuned because we've got the Premier League coming up soon as well.